Today, I'm going to share a story with you that will send chills down your spine. A story about a seemingly ordinary night that turned into an encounter with something truly terrifying. It's a story of courage, fear, and forces far beyond our understanding. This is the tale of Alex and their friends, and the night they came face to face with pure darkness. Alex was just 16 when this happened in 2022. Together with their mom, they had been diving into the world of spirituality, learning to communicate with spirits, and even practicing magic to protect themselves from the darker entities they had encountered before. But nothing could prepare them for what was about to unfold. It all started on a cold, dark night. Alex had invited 3 friends over: Ashley, who was fascinated by spiritual practices, and Jack and John, who were just tagging along for the experience. For days, Alex had been teaching Ashley how to use a pendulum, a tool for communicating with spirits by asking yes or no questions. That night, Ashley was eager to try it out, so they decided to head to the park, a spot in town that always seemed to have an eerie energy about it. From the moment they stepped outside, a strange sensation settled over the group. It wasn't just the cold, it was the feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes following their every move. That unease only deepened as they reached the park and settled on the grass under the faint glow of their phone lights. Ashley began using the pendulum, asking simple yes or no questions. Alex, who had more experience, could feel the presence of a spirit nearby, something young, sad, and heavy with despair. Then, Alex saw it in their mind's eye, a memory of a child hanging from a tree to their right. The vision was so vivid, Alex couldn't keep it to themselves. They told the group, and Ashley asked the pendulum if the spirit they were speaking to was a child. The pendulum answered, yes. The air grew colder. Alex's instincts kicked in. Something darker was lurking, something malevolent. Ashley asked if there was a negative spirit nearby. The pendulum swung again, yes. The group froze, the weight of dread pressing on them. Then John got a phone call from his dad and had to leave. As they waited on a bench for John's ride, Alex felt the spirit child lingering nearby. Through their heightened intuition, Alex spoke to the child without the pendulum. What they learned made their blood run cold. The child had been driven to take their own life by the voices of demons, voices that had plagued him in life and now bound him in death. When John's dad arrived, things took an even darker turn. Jack suddenly felt sharp pain on his back. Ashley checked, only to find scratch marks, red and fresh. Jack described feeling as though something was clawing at him and trying to invade his thoughts. Acting quickly, Alex performed a protection spell, but the group's unease only grew stronger. Drawn by an inexplicable force, they began walking toward a nearby church. As they moved, the air grew heavier and the darkness seemed to close in around them. The closer they got, the darker it became, as though the night itself was suffocating them. Then, the church bells began to ring, a haunting, unexpected sound at 10 p.m. What was even stranger was how the bells stopped whenever they paused, but grew louder whenever they continued walking. By the time they reached the church, the bells fell silent. Ashley took out her phone and began snapping pictures. What she captured in the graveyard chilled her to the bone. Shadowy figures, distorted faces, and even claw-like shapes gripping the trees. Ashley, who had begun sensing spirits herself, became enraged when she felt the presence of a sinister figure, a spirit tied to unspeakable evil from centuries past. She begged Alex to banish it, and they complied, performing a spell to send the spirit to a place it could never return from. Afterward, the group decided it was time to head home. But the spirits weren't done with them. On the way back, Ashley continued taking photos, capturing even more disturbing images. A face that wasn't human, and a glowing claw gripping a tree. The atmosphere grew oppressive, and Alex had had enough. Stopping at the park behind Alex's house, they drew a magical symbol in the dirt and instructed Jack and Ashley to sit in a circle, hold hands, and close their eyes. Alex performed a powerful banishing spell to drive the dark entities away once and for all. The spirits fought back, clawing and touching them as Alex chanted, but the spell worked. When it was over, Ashley snapped one final picture. This time, the image showed a glowing figure with wings standing beside Jack, perhaps an angel, finally protecting them. The group returned to Alex's house, shaken but relieved. That night left them with more questions than answers, but one thing was clear. The darkness that had haunted their town for decades had been pushed back. For now. And as Alex said goodbye to their friends, one lingering thought stayed with them. The battle might be over, but the war against the unknown is never truly won. This story shows us the power of trusting our instincts and the importance of being cautious when dealing with the unknown. Alex and their friends managed to push back the darkness, at least for now. But remember, the supernatural is unpredictable, and we should always protect ourselves from what we can't see or understand. If you enjoyed this story, follow for more chilling tales. Like, share, and comment below with your thoughts or your own spooky experiences. Share your true stories with us, and we might feature them in a future video. Stay safe out there, and keep an eye on the shadows.